back, the old two-stroker YouTube channel. I'm Wayne. Today we're working on junk. What we got here is a special treat. This is an 8V92 D-deck out of a fire truck with an HT 740. And boys, let me tell you what, I have got one hell of a story about this thing. Now, you can see the fan's a little worse for wear. And, you know, there's some lines that are cut that don't really need to be cut. That were cut for no apparent reason. Because the kid I got this thing from, turns out, had absolutely no clue what he was doing. So story time. I found this thing on Marketplace in Rhode Island. And my buddy Justin, who's also one of my patrons, thanks buddy, reached out to me and he's like, he sent me the ad. And I was like, oh dude, I need that. So I messaged the kid. He's like, well, if you buy it, I'll go get it for you. Say no more, brother. I am on that shit. So I end up cutting a deal with this kid. And it is, let's see, I was at Coonley when I bought it. And that was like a Friday, I think. Justin was gonna go pick it up on Tuesday, which was, I think, 4th of July or something like that. I don't know. Anyway, he's supposed to be down there Tuesday. Kid's like, yeah, I'll have it out, ready to go. Right now, it's still in the chassis. I'm like, all right, sweet. No big deal. I said, call me on Tuesday. We'll figure it out. You know, the kid was real forthcoming with his information, or else I never would have believed he even had this thing. Because he was not like, he didn't look like your normal type of kid that would have something like this kicking around. I mean, I don't know. I guess I don't really know what the normal type of person would be that has something like this. I'm thinking more along the lines of myself, but anyway, this kid didn't fit the mold. So, I'm like, dude, Tuesday rolls around. He's like, hey man, it's been raining. I didn't get a chance to get it out. Haven't touched it. I'm like, okay, no big deal. Justin said he gonna be around down there that weekend anyway. So the plan was, take your time, get it out by Saturday. So that's exactly what we planned on. Friday rolls around. My phone rings. Kid calls me. He says, hey, what time can your buddy be here on Saturday? I told Justin like 11 o'clock. Kid's like, perfect. Ready to go. I'm like, it's ready? Ready to go, man. 100%. Okay. We'll see you 11 a.m. Justin rolls in that place 11 a.m. Motor's still bolted into the chassis. It's still full of coolant. Still full of all the fluids. Matter of fact, there's nothing been done to it except the cab's cut off fire truck. And they're like, well, you know, we don't, you know, it'll only be a couple minutes. Yeah, okay. I'm like, dude, pack it up, get out of there. Don't waste no more time. He was passing back through on Sunday, so we figured if you guys get it out by Sunday, he'll stop and get it. If not, deal's off, send me my money back. So Saturday night rolls around. My phone rings again. And it's homie. And he says, how many bolts are holding this thing in? I don't know, dude. I'm not the guy taking it apart. How many bolts are holding it in? I say usually there's only like 6. You got your 2 on the rear mount, right? And 1 or 2 in the front, depending on the engine mount style. Usually 2, but whatever. And he's like, wow, I got those bolts out. And I'm rocking on the thing, but I can't pick it up. Okay, well, what are you trying to pick it up with? And he's like, an excavator, mini excavator. I'm like, well, how big is a mini excavator? He's like, I don't know, it's a Cat. I forget the model name. I'll put it in the video if I remember. But the thing weighs, so I Google it, I look it up, and I call him back. I'm like, dude, that excavator weighs 7,000 pounds. You're trying to pick 4,500 pounds out of that chassis, minimum, with a 7,000 pound machine. No way. No way. I'm like, you got to get bigger equipment, dude. Put your wife's excavator away, get bigger equipment. He's like, well, what are you lifting with? Well, I got a skid steer, dude. Well, how big's your skid steer? I'm like, it weighs 10,000 pounds. It's not a big skid steer, but it's not a small one. Well, plus we got the lull, that lifts 6. I'm like, you gotta get bigger equipment. It'd be like trying to pull it out of there with my friggin' Kubota. No friggin' way. You got a better shot at seeing Jesus, I tell him. So, he's like, all right, well, the only thing I've got is my uncle's. His uncle lived like 5 miles from him or something. He's like, the only thing I've got is my uncle's old loader. I'm like, okay, well, front end loaders usually have a pile of capacity. You got at least a chance with that. He's like, all right, let me see. So next morning comes, texts me, and he's like, all right, I got it out. Sends me a picture. This thing is swinging from a bucket off this loader. And let me tell you, it's a freaking old, like, Michigan or something loader. It's older than dirt. The guy drove it 5 miles, probably took him 4 hours to get it to this kid's house. But they did get the motor out. And I don't know really what happened to the fan. But it's a little worse for wear. I didn't ask any questions about why this shit was cut when it has no reason being cut. This was just all snipped off. I've been kind of looking through it to find my wires that we need, because, you know, we got to plug in the laptop and do the digital stuff. No idea why this hose was cut when clearly it didn't need to be, or this one. Friggin' idiots. Anyway, he messages me or calls me, says he's got it out, no big deal. I'm like, all right, perfect. I'll send Justin. So he calls me and he goes, hey, the deal I made the kid was only for the engine. So the kid calls me and he says, hey, will you do me a favor? I'll try, you know, if it's within my capacity. What do you need? And he says, will you take the transmission if I give it to you for free? I'm all done with this thing. I'm done with it. I'm never doing another one of these again. Yeah, buddy, I think I can do that. So Justin gets there. They're going to pick this thing up, and Justin takes one look at it and goes, hell no. I'm not, you're not swinging that over the side of my pickup. Apparently they've got it held. I'll put some pictures in and some videos. Justin's girlfriend was kind enough to take a video of them freaking getting it into the truck. They got it hung from a chain on the front. That, no shit, fellas, I wouldn't let my dogs on this freaking chain. That's how small it was. And one ratchet strap on the back. That's how they picked this up. I don't know how that held up. No clue. And when y'all see the video here in a second, if you've ever done anything like this before, believe me, it's super sketchy. Anyway, it all loaded smooth. Justin brought it up. We hung out for a while, and it monsooned on us the entire time. But anyway, that's the story on this 892. Now, supposedly it's got 34,000 miles. Was a great running engine. I don't even know how many hours. the ECM will tell us, and it won't bullshit us. But we got a little bit of work to do before we can start it. So the tranny's still right full of fluid. We've got, so this is your outlet here, I believe, from converter, and it goes to a cooler normally, and then comes back into the transmission here. So what we're gonna do is remove these two hoses, and I'm gonna cut one and loop it so that we bypass the cooler. We gotta do that. We're gonna delete this, plug that up there, and then we're gonna do the same thing over here. Now I can't just loop these. I mean, I could, but I'm not gonna. I do want to try to keep that hooked up if I can. So I gotta look and see what we're gonna do over here. I'm thinking we're gonna take the unused portion of whichever of these hoses I can and install it over here. If it's the same size hose, which I think it is. I think we'll get lucky there. And I think I have enough room to swivel this connection here to over here and just cut this fresh and install the fitting right onto here and just use the same hose. So that is the plan. That's what we're gonna do. Then this is our fuel inlet, which we may, I think what I'm gonna do is try to rotate this fitting here with the shut off on it. We're gonna rotate that around so that I can actually, you know, it'll probably be even better. We'll just remove the fitting there. That's feed to the pump. We don't need the primary filter because we're just gonna run out of a jug. Who gives a shit? And it eliminates us trying to use that filter he crushed. Luckily the oil lines are intact, so this is the engine oil filter back here, and these are intact. He didn't cut them. So we got to do those things, and then we got a little bit of wiring to do over here. I kind of chased out most of this. This is the wiring to the vehicle interface harness. So this is the vehicle interface harness right here. So we'll be using this, and then these are our power wires to our ECM. 2 powers and a ground. So we'll hook them up. We'll get our little clicky click switch, and I think hopefully that's all we'll actually need. I'm hoping we ain't got to get into any of this up here. This is all specific to a fire truck for like PTO safeties and all sorts of bullshit. I don't really want to do any of that. And then the only other connection we need is our fuel return line, which he did cut. That's this one here. So that we'll just put a hose onto that and run it back to a bucket, you know, the same bucket. Then we'll fill it full of coolant or water. Do the same thing we did when we ran the V12. Just put caps on these and see what we get. But I think that's the jam. I think it'll run. Let's hop to it. I'm gonna go get a wrench and break them lines free, and we'll get busy. Oh, it's like all the way out, and it's rated at max. Oh boy, those are stiff. Good one. Oh god. Don't use your hands as a hammer, fellas. I'm really hoping this doesn't piss fluid out. I don't really have any kind of intelligent thing to do if it does. It shouldn't though. Above the pan rail. Yeah, that ain't bad. Alright, let's get this one off of here. know, it'd be cool if there wasn't broken glass everywhere. Oh shit, I forgot a knife for that. Wow, I really thought that was gonna break my hand before it went. I'm gonna take this mess in the shop and make some lines. Alright, fellas. We got us some hoses. Hopefully, we are correct in our lengths. Oh yeah. Could possibly go wrong. Okay. Click. Oh boy. Keep coming out here without rags. Very unintelligent of me. Come on, baby. Oh yeah. Click. And next we gotta go over here. So I do have that line in there. It started. I didn't start it down here because it's kind of being a whore. This has got to be rotated a little. Kind of had a hunch. God damn it. It does look like an O-ring, so. That will work, I think. This is definitely unapproved. How the fuck am I gonna do that? Does it get better if I go that way? No, it gets worse. Oh, it's not terrible. I mean, there's still pressure on it, but I don't know what the correct answer is even gonna be, you know. Click. I like that it's all one wrench size, that's cool. Click. Click. Alright. That is what it is. Alright, fellas, you know your old Uncle Wino ain't usually somebody who's real worried about safety, but this gotta freaking go, dude. That's gonna kill somebody. Ooh, long. I really can't believe these are coming out. Because they go all the way through. Not just the fan, but the hub. Everything's a hammer if you use it wrong enough. Why is that full of grease? Son of a bitch, is that the bearing cap? Well, that's fucking stupid. Alright, fellas, well, we knocked the fan off of this thing. Had to go get shorter bolts. They're like an inch shorter. Whatever. All it's gotta do is hold that stupid thing together. Apparently there's a bolt in the center, but I don't really even know what the f it does. Them ones do all the work, so whatever. That's obviously a GM design because it's stupid. Alright. Boy, I feel safer already, don't you? Next, we gotta figure out wiring. And I'll probably just bring you back when that's done, so let's get after it. Alright, fellas. We've got power. We've got a laptop here. We're gonna hook into it. And we've got our check engine lights hooked up. Stop engine light. I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm not real sure what's gonna happen here. Hopefully that's a decent view. I don't know. That's a good sign. Perfect. Okay. Nothing spontaneously combusted. Let's see what we get. So right now all we're doing is hooking up the battery. I'd really prefer it if that was turned to me so I could see it. Initialization failure. Nobody knows what that means. Should be I have used this with us before. Now I'm getting a data light. I've used this before to communicate with a DDEC too, so I know it'll work. Oh, I get a fault if I do that.
PC load letter? What the fuck does that mean?
Something ain't right. Okay. What's wrong? What is wrong? It's gotta be one of these. I'm thinking. Let's see what we get here. 419. So we're just gonna take this one. They both say 509. I don't understand why there's two 509s.
6.5 hours later.
Alright, fellas, I got it figured out. What we had wrong, well, we had a couple things wrong. Mostly what it was is the ground in here. There's a wire labeled DDAC ground, and it must not be grounded. So
we just went ahead and fixed the glitch.
Great.
anyway. Alright, fellas, well, sorry about that. I had no clue the camera was just basically recording glare. But luckily I took a few snaps with my phone, so I will insert those. You should be looking at them right now, and should give you a little bit better idea of what we got going on. Level sensor, all the dumb shit. Close that. Speed 600, it's 450 horsepower. 4,000 hours. No shit. That ain't bad. It's way less than I thought. I was just looking at another fire truck, had roughly the same mileage, 34,000 supposedly, and 8,000 hours, so I'm real happy with this. Alright. I don't know if you can tell, it's really freaking dark. So we're going to disconnect this garbage for now. We got it all squared away, and tomorrow we will come out here and get her running, hopefully. Eagle eye don't lie, fellas. Perfect. And that was way harder than cutting that line. Idiots. Piece of shit. So now that's gotta come off. Alright, you're gonna learn today. I'm sure I got a pipe plug for that somewhere. Probably should have just done that to begin with instead of wasting time. Okay. That'll all work. Tight. That will go on there. So, let's see about the Stemco, Fernco, whatever it's, Fernco I think is what they're called. From here, you'll remember the 692 we did is still hanging out. I'm hoping this is the right size for the bottom of that water pump. I think it is. Wow, that's tiny. And I tell you, the one on the bottom of the I wonder if I could take that piece of hose. I mean, look at the size of this, boys. This is not a big one, but look at the size in comparison. Give you an idea how big this 892 or the 1292 water pump is. It's freaking, that dwarfs this, and this don't even fit. I've got another couple Ferncos in the house or in the shop for the inlets on the V12. Maybe that's the right size. I'll be back. All right, here, fellas, we got water, We got batteries. I don't know how much water it's gonna take, but I know how much I got. This f***ing thing, I knew that was gonna happen. Alright, we got a bit of an issue here. So, that ain't gonna work.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm a squirter, Dale.
I kinda had a hunch that was gonna f me. Get off of my wrench. I'll just keep cranking, I guess. See if I can tighten it enough to where it doesn't. That's stripping. That'll work. That's much better. Okay. Or it's out of water. I mean, I guess that's... Plus, there's a pile of air in it, too. I'll be real curious to see what it actually takes. I can't believe it ain't full yet. Ain't like pissing out of nothing, is it? Well, hopefully it ain't running right into the... What do you call it? Oil pan. Where is the water, is the question. Race against the clock with this friggin' leak. What a pain in the ass. Oh shit, I forgot fuel. You fucking idiot. Perfect. All right, so fuel. Almost died. I'll lose prime, so that can go there. We'll dump it in a bucket. All right, fellas, we've got water. We've got fuel. We've almost got battery. Just got to hook it up. Get the laptop. I'm trying to keep it out of the sun because it's insane hot right now. We got check engine and stop engine working. That looks good. We gotta get our doodly-doo here hooked up. Oh shit. Let's see, why am I not connected? But now I remember this has gotta go to ground over there. Now we should have comms. Yeah, initializing. That's what we want to see. Make it bigger, baby. Vehicle speed. Output torque. I want to see. Engine oil pressure. See what it does. Well, I thought that'd be more. Huh. There we go. And we're melting the friggin' cable off of it. Yow. Maybe. Wow, that's friggin' hot, that thing. It's pretty hot everywhere. Let's see what it does. Make sure everything's tight. God, it scares the shit out of you when it goes.
You didn't think it was going to be that easy, did you? You know, for a second there? Yeah, I kind of did.
Why are these things always gonna mess with me?
What the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck is this world? What have they done to us? What did they do to us? My life is nothing I thought it should be. I'm not a stupid fucking idiot.
I think this thing's melting. Might need a different deal here. I got it to turn. I don't know how reliably it's gonna turn. That starter's a piece of shit. But I did get it to work off of its own starter solenoid though, so that's kind of cool. Let's see what it does. There we go. smoke a lick. Leaking some oil. It's got zero slobber. Zero. Zero. Dude, it runs awesome. £20 oil pressure. Oil temp is at 100. All right, fellas, let me explain you something about this. And that's a weird sound. Huh. Yow. Bitch is hot. I'm cheating a little water. So, I don't want to get it too hot, man. It's hot out, boys. Like, it's hot. It's 90 degrees at least. So, let me explain you something about these things.
Let me explain something to you.
DDEC 2, you don't have... You only have either engine oil temperature or engine coolant temperature, not both. So that's why these engines, 9 times out of 10, you'll see them and they'll have the oil temperature hooked up and then they have the coolant level sensor hooked up, which the engine will shut down for low coolant because it doesn't know coolant temperature. You can, of course, change all that in the ECM. But, you know, does it refire? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I've never heard one do that before. It sounded like the friggin' turbo wheel is hitting something. Look at it spin. I wonder if it does that because it's got this accumulator there. So that what that does is this. I've only ever seen it on Firetruck engines, but so it's mounted somewhere, usually up on a radiator or whatever. And what that does is when you shut the key off, it has nitrogen in here, and that it fills with oil. So there's a bladder, separates the two. So it fills with oil while the engine's running, and then when you shut the key off, the nitrogen pushes oil through the turbo while the turbo is spinning down. So pretty friggin' cool. Fire truck only kind of deal. I don't want to run it too much more just because how friggin' hot it is outside. I don't want to nuke it. I'm actually super impressed with this engine. I mean, I don't know if you saw me on camera. I put my hand right on a blow-by tube and there was like nothing coming out of it. So I'm pretty pumped about that. Real pumped. All right, fellas. I'm real pleased with that. Just absolute sweetheart with like way less hours on it than I thought it was gonna have. We didn't speak about hours at all when I bought it from the kid, so it's just a nice bonus. Boy, it's hot out here today. I still got it set in here. Took the lines out of the fuel jug, but I think she's pretty much wrapped up for now. Oh yeah. Oil's still where I left it. None in it. I am just really pleasantly surprised with this engine. I missed out on a local fire truck. Guy bought it. I was down at Gear Jammer, so I missed the bid. Whole fire truck with like the identical powertrain in it for $2,200. It was a 100-foot ladder truck. Super disappointed I missed it. Hopefully that guy doesn't suck and he does something cool with it. Anyway, I want to thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. Thanks to every one of you guys buying shit from the website. Thanks for watching. Thank you to all my patrons. Really appreciate you guys keeping the boat afloat here. Hope you enjoyed the story on this turd and getting it running. There will be more, I promise. That's it for this one. Stay tuned for the next one. We'll get some other junk running. Thanks for watching. Alright, fellas. Coming to you live from the merch room. Here's what we got going on. My wife was talking shit the other day, and she says she likes one hat better than the other from the website. And I said, no way, you're freaking wrong. So check it out. Here's what we got. We got my favorite, the freaking USA. Badass. I wear one of these whenever I wear one. And then she likes the black one. She wears that thing friggin' all the time. So I figured let's put this to bed once and for all. Here's what we're going to do. Go to the website. Buy your favorite hat. Whichever hat design sells the most between now and September 21st, whoever ordered that particular style hat is going to get entered into a drawing, and then we're going to pick a winner and mail you a care package. So the winner of this deal is going to get their choice, either one of these flags, which are badass, and also they're back in stock on the website if some of you guys are, you know, looking for one. So you get your choice of either this double-sided, you know, 4-hole flag or wall banner, whatever you want to call it, or a set of the small mud flaps. And we'll throw some other stuff in that care package too, you know, keychain, something like that, and some other stuff. So yeah, go get your favorite hat off the website. And
Gray.
if you want to buy a,
Batshit gray.
we're calling it black. The technical term is Battleship Gray. This is gray, dear. And this is the right color.
We're gonna find out.
Anyways, go get a friggin' hat. Buy a flag if you don't think you're gonna win. Let's put this to bed once and for all and prove that I'm right and my wife is wrong. So jump on the website, order a friggin' hat, and let's get her did. As always, thank you guys for watching, and thanks for supporting us through the merch, etc., etc. Patrons, you know the deal. I appreciate you fellas. Thanks for watching.